I never know how to start this, so I'll just jump right in here. G'day, my name is Sebastian. I used to be a video editor and now I make furniture. Today's episode was somewhat flawed. Unfortunately, the mic wasn't connected. I don't quite know why, but the result is I'm going to have to dictate most of everything you see. So buckle up. If you're in a car, be safe. But if you're in a car, you shouldn't be watching this anyway. So this is my best attempt to really encompass the very things that I was saying and feeling. I start off by saying something about how best to utilize a small space. And this was the part where I had some really crucial insight. And I pointed out something about something. So sorry, I'm unable to remember precisely what I said, but definitely it was something, maybe plural. Here I take a small fence from my table saw and I think I feed it to the cat. Upon reflection, I think some of this has gotten poorly translated. Here is the start of it, my intro. I'm just going to overdub this portion. So, kia ora, my name is Sebastian and I used to be a weather person. Now I'm an avocado magician. I'll be adding to my French cleats on the wall, this one being a bit holder. I started off by dismantling one of the ones I had incompleted. I don't think incompleted is a word. The shelf was on the wrong edge. Somehow I sped up and got really fast. I think it had something to do with the dairy-free yogurt I'd just eaten. I found this in the footage and I can't for the life of me remember why I was cutting this t-shirt up. Now we're taking care of business. I started up the spinning wheel of death and I made some cuts. Please note I'm not wearing any form of costume. I have protection for my ears because the table saw is very loud. And I wait for the table saw to completely stop before I make dinner. This is my DJ phase. I take the cut sideways. After looking at this, I realized I was being unsafe. I should have stayed on better footing and not move as much. Now I'm going to do some assembly. And here's a good example of how the cleats work. Here we have the back of the shelf and I'm screwing in one of those cleats. How about I draw a line to show you? There's the line going up and back, up and back. That probably wasn't the best shot. Maybe this shot shows it better. I'll draw it again. So there it is going back and then, hold on. Just hold on. Oh, you stupid bird. Similar to this. How about we just move on? I came up with this brilliant idea to layer the pieces I need, like cake. So I went about measuring the width and then I went over to the finger loser and cut them. Not my fingers. Still got all fingers. And I should not have used that piece of plywood. But it's better than my fingers. To pay me back, the wood fairies decided to get the piece stuck in the blade. I was trying to cut right through a knot, and that's the dark bit in the middle. Knots in wood are hard to cut. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. Then I do a bit of sandy. A lot of sandy. All over the place. Sandy. And then I do a bit more sandy. Then I broke into the matrix. This looks like a maths book. But then I did some enthusiastic pointing. This is how I'll be drilling the holes. Stacked, bro. Here I perform my first stunt. Ooh. And then I dropped nothing. I marked out the divots for the drill so it didn't wander. Yeah, drills wander. Here's some nice drilling shots. Zoom. I can't say that, that's copyright. I'll lip read some of this part here. I'm fine. Red apple. The door is open, frankly, but holy luau. I wasted my time. Alchemy. Sassafras. I used an enormous force to screw something in. Now this is the golden pond. Look at those holes. You'll never believe me, but I'm fishing for hope. Doing some chamfering. No, that is not a made-up word, but once it was. Now, for safety reasons, I'm using my left hand to pull the saw down. Never, under any circumstances, should you cross your arms when you're using a miter saw. Now I'm cutting out some triangles because I ran out of jokes. Nearly there. Sander's house. Oh wow, what do you know? More sanding. And this is the final assembly. Some screws in the back and the top to keep it all together. And the final product. All of the drill bits can now go. I eat more yogurt and I fill the bit holder up in double time. When the yogurt's power subsides, I slow down. So I eat a yam. And I'm finished with the bit holder for the French cleats. But there is one more that I need to complete, and that's the battery holder for the French cleats. So today's task is to take a battery charger and put it into the cleat system. Now, I've looked at quite a few different ideas. So one of the common ones is just to sort of put it here and then put the battery beside it. But the problem with that is that it's actually quite hard to get the battery in when you're trying to get the battery in on the far sides, as most of the chargers are from the back of the charger. So what I want to do is sort of have the charger on an angle, bring it out a bit so you can get your hand in there, and then once that's set up, then the batteries just sit on the level. It's actually a little bit hot in the shed, even though it's only 24 degrees. It's quite muggy outside, and of course I have to have the air conditioning running. So this will be the two pieces that will go in, well, one piece in here. I just didn't realize I only needed to cut one. Yay! And so it will be something like that. So we now have the charger on an angle, probably put it about there. We're going to put a bumper down the bottom to stop the charger from falling down. Well, I'm not entirely sure where the footage for that went, but here are some shots of it. They work really well. These battery charger holders are actually quite amazing. I can take the battery on and off with one hand, so I can have my hand doing something else or holding things. More than likely I'm holding things. Well, that's about it for this week's episode. Thank you very much for joining me. You could do me a favor and you could like and subscribe, or subscribe and like, and you'll get notified for any future videos. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week when we're doing... I actually don't know, but come and join me and you'll find out.